Friends, in the previous class we have seen what are transgenic animals. So transgenic animals are those animals which are called model organisms to understand various facts of biology regarding human body. So whatever human genes are there, they were identified and they were introduced into the animals. It means the animal genetic constitution is altered or changed. So an animal which has altered genetic constitution or extra genes or any foreign gene in its body or manipulated genes in its body, such organisms are called transgenic animals. The animals who possess and express extra genes or foreign gene the animals who possess and express extra gene or foreign gene. How they possess? Because they were manipulated by manipulation, by alteration, by change. If any organism, animal's body is manipulated here means genes of human beings or other organisms have been incorporated into that animal's body. And in that body, that particular gene is going to express. So the animals which possess foreign genes or extra genes and which express these extra genes or foreign genes are called transgenic animals. So transgenic animals means genetically modified organisms, genetically modified animals. The animals who possess and express extra gene or foreign gene by manipulation are called transgenic animals. And various types of transgenic animals are present from rats, rabbits, cow, pigs, fish, so including these cattle, pigs, fish, rabbit, rat, mice. Mice occupies 95% of transgenic animals. So various types of transgenic animals are there which have been designed, produced, genetically engineered by incorporating the genes from other organisms, and among them most of them are mice, which are useful for various research works. So question comes, why these animals are produced? What are the benefits to human from these animals? So why these animals are produced and what are the benefits of human being from these animals? If a question comes like this, we can see some reasons. So how they are useful with which transgenic animals are considered as useful tools. So, in the book NCERT syllabus, they have given in the transgenic animals under the heading, subheading. So, what are transgenic animals? The animals which possess extra gene from other organisms' bodies, and these genes will express. So, they may form some functions, they may control some characters, they may express some characters, extra functions other than the normal organisms, normal, natural organisms. So many are there. Among these, mice are most useful transgenic animals. And why these animals are produced? What are the benefits? If a question comes like this, they have given some examples are the uses of transgenic animals. To understand the normal physiology and development, first concept, transgenic animals are used to understand normal physiology and development. So, what is this normal physiology and development, and how these organisms are used? So, transgenic animals are the changed, genetically altered, genetically engineered animals which possess some foreign genes. And here, these animals are used to understand normal physiology and development. How? Here, these animals are used as model organisms to understand how genes are regulated. First concept. So in the body of human being, if you want to understand how genes are regulated, it is impossible. Body may be went for lethality, fatal. Human organism, normal human being cannot live. If you want to conduct such type of experiments, impossible, risky. So we are creating animals by incorporating the genes, human genes, into these animals. And we are going to study those genes by altering those genes. For example, how genes are regulated and how genes are responsible for the growth and development of the organisms. So how genes are present in the human body and they were regulated. How they were regulated? It means all genes which are present in an organism cannot express at a time at different stages of growth, different stages of development. These genes are expressed. This is called gene regulation and gene expression. So what is the reason for this? And how genes are responsible for the growth and development of the body. To understand these biological facts, they are going to test example insulin-like growth factor. A complex factor. So insulin-like growth factor. What is this insulin-like growth factor? Let us see. It is considered as growth FIGF, insulin-like growth factor. One, insulin-like growth factor. Two, there are two types. They were nothing but polypeptide chains. Responsible for growth of embryo and also postnatal growth, postnatal development of prenatal before delivery of the embryo. How embryo is growing? It is because of growth factor, insulin-like growth factor. And after the delivery, how embryo, it is also determined by insulin-like growth factor. So, insulin-like growth factor, it is responsible for the development of the body, growth of the body. Now, our scientists, what they were doing, they are taking the genes of some species, some other species genes, incorporated into transgenic animal. So how they were incorporated? They alter the insulin-like growth factor and alters insulin-like growth factor. It means whenever a transgenic animal is here, it is having insulin-like growth factor. So it is already changed. We are going to take some other species genes by adding in the place of insulin-like growth factor. It means insertion inactivation, insulin-like growth factor may not express. So what happens? What is the result? So in the absence of growth factors like insulin-like growth factor, what happens? How it is going to affect the embryo development? How it is going to affect the normal growth? What are the results of insulin-like growth factor if absent? Or if insulin-like growth factor is increased, enhanced concentration of IGF is more, what happens to the, and what is if it is medium, the concentration of insulin-like growth factor is optimal or very less or absent. If insulin-like growth factor is absent, what are the effects in the growth, in the development? What changes occurs, happens, which will stop or which will rise? If it is normal, what happens? If it is moderate, what happens? If it is more insulin-like growth factor. So by alters the and results can be studied. So what is the result? What is the biological role of this factor in the growth, in the organism? So the biological role of the factor can be understood. So how genes are expressed, how genes are regulated, what is the role of a particular gene in the growth, in the physiology, what happens if it is present, what happens if it is not present, what happens if it is less, what happens if it is more. So by altering the genetic makeup of a transgenic animal by incorporating other species genes, we can easily understood how it is expressing. So what is the importance of this factor or gene in the growth of the organism can be identified. It is possible only in transgenic animals. We can alter. It is not possible in normal human beings. And first one, normal physiology and development. To understand, to study of disease. Second point, transgenic animals are used in understanding how genes are responsible to develop a disease. How study of diseases. How genes are contributing, responsible to the development of disease. So, in an organism, human body, a disease is there. The reason for this disease is a gene. How gene is responsible for this disease in this human being. A particular gene is responsible for a disease, genetic disorders, hereditary disorders. So how particular genes are responsible for disease, it can be better understood. The understanding of how genes are responsible for a disease will give us knowledge to investigate new methods of treatment to that disease. How genes are contributing for the development of disease helps us to investigate new methods of treatment of the disease. That disease. So if we know about the whereabouts of the disease regarding the gene and how it is, because of what happens to the gene, it becomes a disease, we can understand how to. So various, if one organism dies, another organism, like that we can conduct hundreds of experiments in various steps of model organisms, and several human diseases, several transgenic animals are designed to study and understand various human diseases. Various transgenic animals are designed to study and understand various human diseases. Such transgenic animals are called model organisms. They are called model organisms, models for human diseases. So how they are produced? Human disease causing genes are identified from the human being. They will be joining in the animals, normal animals. So the genetic makeup was altered. Such organisms are called genetically modified organisms or transgenic animals possessing human gene of particular disease. And nowadays we are able to produce various model organisms to understand how genes are responsible for the development of cancer. Cancer, various types, carcinoma, sarcoma, leukemia. So cancerous cells to understand cystic fibrosis, exocrine glands, disease of respiratory infections, associated with genes. Associated with genes. So particular gene undergoes mutation or change where this disorder occurs, cystic fibrosis, where mucus will be formed in all the ducts and which leads to respiratory infections, exocrine glands, cystic fibrosis. Rheumatoid arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, associated with chronic disorder of gene which is responsible for inflammation of joints. So pain in the joints, pain in wrist, fingers, ankles, knee. So wherever joints are there, the pains in the joints which prolonged period, chronic disorder responsible, such is called rheumatoid arthritis, inflammation. It leads to immobility of the legs, immobility of the joint pains. Alzheimer's, a brain disorder, the person who is having Alzheimer's disease, they lack thinking skills, memory loss, thinking skills and memory fail. So these are all various types of gene disorders, genetic disorders. They are responsible for transmission from one generation to another generation, and most of the human population is affected with these disorders since ages. And it is a chance to identify various new methods of treatment to these. Unless we work on model organisms like these, we cannot produce particular type of vaccine or syrup or tonic or injection or tablet or capsule or drug for this to cure these diseases, disorders. So study of a disease, natural physiological development. Second one, study of diseases, how transgenic animals are useful in understanding the diseases. Third one, biological products. Transgenic animals are used to produce biological products. So here, during the treatment of such diseases, we are using some medicines. For every different disease, different medicines are there. And during giving this medicine prescription, some medicine consists of biological products, means formed from the living organisms. And it is expensive and difficult to produce these biological products. So biological products preparation is expensive. What are biological products? The products which are formed from living organisms' bodies. And these are used for the treatment of certain diseases. For the treatment of certain diseases, so the concept of that paragraph, my dear students, to cure certain diseases, we will give treatment with medicine. That medicine consists of biological products. These biological products are expensive to produce whenever we want. But these biological products can be synthesized in transgenic animals. By genetic engineering, recombinant DNA technology, and gene cloning and gene expression. Genetic engineering, recombinant DNA technology, and cloning. By using bioreactors and downstream processing, we are able to produce large amounts of these useful products from the bodies of not natural organisms, but from the bodies of transgenic animals, heterologous host organisms. For example, by incorporation of a gene for human protein, a gene for human protein alpha-1 antitrypsin alpha-1 antitrypsin. It is responsible to cure emphysema, a respiratory lung disorder. Respiratory. So, human protein alpha-1 antitrypsin has been produced in transgenic animals in large scale, so much amount which can be used for the treatment of emphysema, which is a lung disease. This is a genetically engineered transgenic animal where this is a biological product which is produced in the transgenic animal's body. So, human alpha-1 antitrypsin, in the same way, they have identified to produce phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria is a disorder associated with the chromosome, absence of a particular gene. That particular gene cannot produce a particular enzyme, phenylalanine. Deposits more in the body because phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme, phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme is required for the metabolism of phenylalanine, which is converted into tyrosine. Phenylalanine has to be converted into tyrosine by an enzyme. But here, the gene for this enzyme is absent, mutated, so this enzyme is not produced. Phenylalanine hydroxylase. So, phenylalanine cannot be converted into tyrosine, so the amount of phenylalanine will be more. The amount of phenylalanine will be increasing in the body, which results in various disorders in the early formed babies. It has to be identified, it has to be diagnosed, it has to be treated well. So various methods of incorporation of phenylketonuria diseased genes in the animals to understand how it can be treated, how it could be produced, how it can be made into converted into tyrosine. In the same way, biological products, our scientists, they observed studies of cystic fibrosis. So in the textbook they have given alpha-1 antitrypsin first example, phenylketonuria second example, cystic fibrosis third example, and as a biological product fourth example. In 1997, transgenic cow, first transgenic cow, its name is Rosie, was developed in the laboratory. Transgenic cow means the genes are shifted into its body. What it is doing, this transgenic cow Rosie, this transgenic cow Rosie is able to produce human protein in its milk, alpha lactalbumin, human protein called alpha lactalbumin, which is present in mother's womb, in the milk of the mother for the born child. So here same, but having 2.4 grams of lactalbumin per liter. So 2.4 grams per liter. It means a transgenic animal, genetically engineered organism like Rosie, human protein is able to produce in its milk. The milk of this cow is better than the natural cow milk, more balanced diet, more balanced nutritional diet than normal cow milk. So we are able to produce genetically engineered human proteins in transgenic animals and able to get better result, more and better balanced diet when compared to the natural cow. So directly without giving the mother's milk, directly we can feed the babies with this milk, which is better than the cow milk. So first example, alpha-1 antitrypsin, phenylketonuria, cystic fibrosis, already we have seen respiratory infections, and production of transgenic cow, lactalbumin. And moreover, my dear students, there are several other organisms, transgenic animals, where if we want more meat, we can produce in foreign countries, dairy farms, not for the milk, but they were for like our poultry farms, how we are using poultry chicken for human usage, they are using cow meat, more meat. A cow which can produce, cattle which can produce more meat to eat, a cattle which can produce more milk, a cattle which will grow fastly, early maturity, or a cattle which is able to produce milk with less lactose and low cholesterol amount, cattle with less lactose and low cholesterol amount, or with the help of rDNA technology, genetic engineering techniques, we are able to produce goats with silk production, more wool production from the sheep, more wool production. And so various types of genetically engineered transgenic animals have been under the human usage. to get various test researches. Biological products, fifth one, biological products. First, second, third, fourth, fifth one, biological products. Now, vaccine safety, sixth one. Transgenic animals are used to test the vaccines, whether they were safe to use this vaccine before we are using on the human beings. So, vaccines after the production, after their synthesis from the laboratory, they will be used on, directly we cannot use them on human being because it can create harmful activity. So, to test whether the vaccine is safe or not, we are using this vaccine on other organisms, non-human organisms. So, instead of other organisms, genetically engineered transgenic animals are used better to understand. So, vaccine safety, transgenic animals are used in vaccine test, that is before they are used on human. So vaccine is produced, developed, synthesized in the laboratory, and we have to use that vaccine, whether that vaccine is safe or not, how much safe it is, if it is toxic, it is having any adverse effects on the human being. All these can be identified and noticed, and remedial measures can be taken. So they have to be used. For the use of these vaccine, genetically modified transgenic animals are utilized. Earlier, to test the polio vaccine batches. So various batches, batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, they will produce. To test these batches, in earlier days, monkeys are used as whether the vaccine is safe or not, polio vaccine. How far it is safe? To test this vaccine safety test, we are using monkeys. So monkeys population is gradually coming down. So monkeys are available, but how long? Whenever we are producing vaccine, we are goes on conducting test monkeys. Now transgenic mice, now transgenic animals like mice are using to test polio vaccine. If they were found good, if the test is good, mice are good, we can take mice into consideration as transgenic animal to test the safety of vaccine instead of monkeys. So we can save the population of monkeys. So polio vaccine test is conducted nowadays on, if it is found good, reliable, we will stop using monkeys further in future. So vaccine safety, sixth one. Last one. Toxicity test. Whenever a product is produced, genetically engineered product, it has to test on the organisms, whether it is having a range of poisonous activity. Toxicity means any vaccine, any drug, any chemical which is produced in the laboratory, to understand its poisonous activity, whether it is poisonous or not. If it is poisonous, what happens? If we use normal human beings, normal organisms, any normal organism, any animal, to test whether a product is poisonous or not, there is no chance. If it is poisonous, directly that animal will die. Why? Normal animals cannot show any sensitivity to drugs, poisonous drugs. Normal organisms cannot show sensitivity to toxic substances present in a chemical, in a product, in a drug. So, transgenic animals are produced having altered genes. See here, my dear students, transgenic animals are produced with altered genes. So genes are altered, genetically engineered. How they are engineered? They will show more sensitivity towards toxic substances. So normal organisms are not having any sensitivity. Simply if you give any drug, if it is a poison, that organism will die. But here, these transgenic animals are able to withstand, and the more the toxicity, how they will reflect. If the toxicity level is medium, how they reflect. If the toxicity level is, what happens? You can easily understand how much toxic this drug is by applying this drug on the transgenic animals which are having genetically engineered genes, where genes are sensitive. Transgenic animals are produced having altered genes which show sensitivity to toxic substances. In the textbook, my dear students, they have given first this point, later they have given this. Normal organism, they may not show any sensitivity to the toxic substances. Why? Because their genes are not altered. If toxic substances are given, it will die. No further chance of information to test how, why, what. But transgenic animals are having some genes. These genes are showing sensitivity to the test, to the toxic substances. How much toxic substances, concentration, and how genes are behaving. The results are taken into consideration by understanding, by tests. The results are identified. What are those results? How much a substance is toxic, how much concentration of a particular substance is toxic, how much concentration of a particular chemical is toxic to human being. First test will be on transgenic animal. If they were found non-toxic, then they will be applied for the human being. So transgenic animals are used in the 7 types of. First one we have seen normal physiology and development. Later we have seen disease, how gene is responsible, study of diseases. Third, biological products. Fourth, vaccine safety. Fifth, toxicity test. But I have given here some separate numbers. Don't be misled. Compare the class with the NCERT textbook, where they have given or not. Now, day by day, production of transgenic animals has been increased to identify various research, to develop various treatments, to develop various methods to understand. Now, what is happening here? Is it valid? Genetical modification in animals is how long it is having any moral values, any ethical values, on ethics, the set of standards, whether it is good or bad to the society. Animals are being exploited. It is because nothing but animals are suffering. Animal bodies are becoming factories of pharmaceuticals. So how far it is correct? Human being being unique, he should be humble, he should be loyal, and he should have show humanness on animals. So the research is going on and animals have been manipulated. It is not correct. So various issues arises, and all those issues are called ethical issues. My dear students, we will see ethical issues in the coming class. Next class.